At exactly 2:17 a.m., the entire town stopped breathing, and I was the only one awake. At 2:17 a.m., the small town of Blackwood, Montana, seemed perfectly normal. But outside, the air was strangely still. No chill, no movement, not even a whisper of wind. Ethan Cole, a night shift electrician, was in his workshop checking wires. Suddenly, the power meter's light stopped blinking. He stepped back in surprise, heart pounding as shadows flickered across the room. Something about the silence felt unnatural, like the world itself was holding its breath. Ethan's fingers trembled, and every sound, every creak, seemed to signal danger. Ethan placed his hand over his chest. His heart was beating, but he could not hear his own breath. A strange weight seemed to hold him in place. He stepped outside. The street was eerily frozen. Every house had lights on, yet people didn't move. A woman watering plants, water frozen in midair. A child on a bicycle, 1 foot in the air, never touching the ground. Everyone's eyes were open, staring at nothing. Ethan whispered to himself, "This can't be real. Is this a dream or reality?" Fog clung to the street, soft and heavy. Ethan's shoes thudded on the pavement, yet barely made a sound. In the corner of the street, Ethan noticed an old man. He froze. The man slowly turned, smiling, but it wasn't a human smile. It was a whisper of terror. "You shouldn't be awake," the man whispered. Ethan's heart raced at the sound. The man revealed that the danger was not just outside. It was inside, in the air itself, in the town, in Ethan. Ethan realized the town and its people were not normal. Something else controlled them. The old man's clothes seemed to absorb the fog. Every breath Ethan took felt like it belonged to someone, or something else. Suddenly, every radio, TV, and phone turned on at once. A calm, inhuman voice echoed through the town. "This town has been chosen for observation." Ethan covered his ears, but the voice persisted. "Breathing creates noise. Noise attracts attention. Attention is dangerous." The old man laughed. "We forgot how to stay quiet. And now, it's listening." Ethan realized it wasn't just a voice. It was a presence controlling everything. Windows trembled. Lights and shadows flickered across homes, heightening suspense. Suddenly, the night sky cracked like glass. Behind the clouds, a massive, non-human figure moved. It wasn't a monster or a shape. It felt like an idea trying to observe the town. Everyone in the town inhaled at once, and then froze. Bodies fell to the ground, one by one. Ethan alone remained standing, heart hammering, paralyzed by fear and disbelief. Lightning-like flashes illuminated the enormous presence. A low, whispering sound carried on the still air, as if the entity was approaching. The old man grabbed Ethan's arm. "We were warned in 1989. Sleep at night. Don't think too loudly. And never look at the sky at 2:17. Ethan looked up. The entity had noticed him. It leaned closer, its presence heavy, almost conscious. Ethan felt both terror and fascination at once, the mix of emotions paralyzing him. The old man's voice carried authority and dread. Ethan's surroundings were frozen, as if time itself had slowed around him. Ethan suddenly woke up. Morning sunlight poured through his window. Birds chirped. His phone vibrated. A news alert flashed. Unexplained blackout reported in Blackwood at 2:17 a.m. No casualties. Ethan sighed in relief until he noticed his digital clock. It blinked. 2:17 a.m. Behind him, something exhaled. Ethan's heart raced. The ending forced viewers to replay the story, wondering what happens next. The shadow of Ethan's own form flickered in the clock's light. Outside seemed normal, but inside, fear lingered. If you think this could happen to you, subscribe now, because the next 2:17 might be closer than you think.